Hello and welcome. This is Alchemist X and welcome to August. With that, Yauras version 2 has come out as part of a Sacred Stone Memories event. It is a Genesis box event style thing where you can get a gear for her, so if you're going after her, definitely do that event. So what is she like? Well, she's also water, except the superior version of water, the bonus against fire. And so unlike a unit like Otima, where they're a totally different element, I imagine that she is water because synergy with Ananji. Anybody who pulled and got Ananji would definitely get extra value out of Yauras version 2. And it just seems like, why not make a unit that perfectly takes advantage of Ananji's Dragon Field effect? Because while there's some good candidates before, she is definitely the candidate for taking advantage of that. So what makes her so noteworthy is that she crits, pretty much nonstop, and then X amount of times she can overclock herself and get some jewels. And so basically just turn after turn after turn after turn. And then her reactive also is going to make her more dodgy with a perfect evasion style thing. So get ready for some painful arena days if you're fighting her and Ananji together especially. So yeah, she is the kind of unit with a very, very, very high price tag, but if you're willing and able to go for it, you will definitely get a very high power unit out of it. It's just the question of, do you want to spend it's going to be 50k minus discount ticket, so 48k just to get the unit, assuming you don't pull her early. And then you've got to throw down another 20k for the Memento, which she definitely wants because it gives skill use +1 in addition to, the offensive stats. The VCR is going to give her debuff resistance for 1 turn, so any of the units that start a battle by debuffing their enemies, like Carnate, Legacy Ouroboros, etc., won't be able to do that to her. So then you've got this unit that is going to be hard to hit. She'll be able to kill you really quickly. The more she attacks you, the more turns she gets, so she can kill you all the faster. She could kill Vettel by using her move that ignores enemy damage resistances. So yeah, it's pretty typical power creep stuff. I don't think it's especially egregious for this game. It's just new units are the strongest units. That's pretty typical. I'm just glad that they have enough sense to not tailor all of the content towards the newest units. That would definitely make the game unplayable. So I look at her as being incredibly expensive. To some people, it's going to be well worth it, either because you love the character, as always, or just because you have the right setup that could really take advantage of her kit. So if somebody was to ask me, should I go for her? My first question is going to be, do you have a Ananji? Because if you do, then that increases my chances of recommending her. But even if you don't have a Ananji, if your water game is absolutely weak and you have the gems, then it still could be worth it after all. But whether you're building a slash team or you're just building a water team and you need a hyper carry unit, then she could definitely be the person for you. The only thing I would be careful of is that any unit who overclocks constantly does need to have things like veils and external buffs reapplied more often, but because she's such a damage focused unit, and especially if you're doing raids, usually raids focus on debuffs rather than buffs, it's really not that big of a deal. So yeah, that is all I've got to say about Yauras V2 for now, so let's go ahead and take a look at the banners. And here we are at the banners. So let's start with Yauras V2's. Talked about it a little bit in the intro segment, but the long and the short of it is that 20-step guarantee. Any duplicates are 100 shards, so whether or not it's worth it to chase after dupes to get the process going depends on how big your pile of gems is. Expensive, but she's a very, very strong unit. Her Memento, as always with new Mementos, is a 9-step with a Selector. So pretty much be prepared to dish out if that is your choice. Otherwise, there are a couple of excellent banners around. I mentioned these not long ago And here they are. So 7 steps with a selector. I guess it makes sense because 7.5 anniversary, they have 7 steps. Seems kind of no-brainer. I look at these as the other side of the coin to 55/65 5 stars, because one of them is great for quantity and then this one is great for quality, because 55 5-star mementos is going to be great, but if none of them are the one that you want most, well, you still might not be as happy about it as you could be. So in this case, if you're mostly good, but you've got this one character and you want to get them all set, then this is going to be the place to do it. So, same thing applies for both units and mementos. The main difference is that units is going to give you more of the anniversary coins. That's definitely great. Get a lot of these for free, but if the amounts that we get for free are not enough for you and you've got more shards that you need to get, this is a great way to get them, because you get to choose a character at the end and get them going. 1,000 coins can either get you 100 shards of a single character, assuming they start at base 5, or you could just spread them thin and just get a lot of shards of characters. Now, the memento one is going to give you 5 reliefs, so you can just get a memento max limit broken, so that's definitely great. It's just plus sides all around. The only thing to be aware of is the cutoff point, so it's the same as before. Anything before April, what I recommend doing is going to alchemistcodedb.com and look up the units tab and then look up the mementos tab, and by default it is going to be sorted in chronological order. So just keep going until you find Mercea, either like Mercea or Mercea's memento, and that will be the indicator of the time cutoff. So if you're having a little bit of trouble remembering when something came out, that is a really reliable way to find that out. I am going to summon on the 7-step for mementos because I want Lindrake's first memento, so I'll do that after this banner overview is done. So Canon, you can get her from the selector, so just do that. Same thing with Zyne. Now Ultima you can't, so if you need Ultima right now, then this is going to be the place. Otherwise, if you can afford to be patient, then he's going to be past that cutoff point soon, so I would guess the next time a 7-step for units with a selector comes out, he should be on it. He's already shown up on the pickup banners that let you choose the units, so that's a very good sign. The 3 of them have their mementos on a single banner. No normal pools diluting, which is always nice. And then finally, Amane's banner / the other protagonists is around for the rest of this reset too, so if that's what you're waiting for and just wanted to apply another discount ticket, certainly an option too. And that is it. So let's go ahead and move into the summoning. Okay, so this is going to be 2 times speed because the video file is really long. I don't want to do this for 8 minutes and 42 seconds. But overall, the gacha part was like, it was pretty average. Like, there was nothing mind-blowing to me. Nothing that in and of itself got me really excited, but it definitely could have been a lot worse, right? The worst case scenario is you don't get any bonus mementos and they're like all normal pool. Honestly, I think that'd be pretty exceptionally unlucky, just given how many limited mementos there are. I know you're a little more likely to get normal pool, but still, that's definitely extreme. So my luck was okay as far as getting limiteds go. Not especially great when it comes to getting anything that was high on my list, but that's why I'm doing a banner with a selector, because I don't trust my luck. Aside from that pretty excellent Lisa plus 100 shards of Lisa pull, that was the best pull that I've had in literally months. So I don't know if I have to go months again before getting something that mind-blowingly good. But even if so, that doesn't matter. That's why I chase after things that I can guarantee a result. Because for me, Lindrake is definitely worthwhile. Some of it is a personal preference thing. Like, I just think he looks really cool, and I like his visual effects. I like that when he transforms into a dragon, his mane is like made out of fire. I really like his map effect. Like one of my strongest units is Bashini. I've got Madia with like more gates max than not. I got Ignacio is really coming along. They all like to crit. He helps them crit. So even if he wasn't an excellent unit in his own right, which he is, he's being a ridiculous damage unit while also supporting the other crit units. He's great with Yauras V2. He's good with Ryui, where he can chase after things. She shoots them from a distance while Yauras buffs Ryui. There's so many great fun setups. Like, Dark is my favorite element, and he definitely is a part of that. I wish Soul could crit. I'm not going to ignore Soul forever. It's just like right now I got one memento for him and like not a ton of shards of him, so I'm just gonna wait until hopefully I get more, and then after a certain point, once I get enough shards of him where I could like do 2, 5, some chunks of 6, maybe work on 7, then I will raise him. Like, it's hard to make it a priority when I have other options that I just have more resources that I can put towards them or that they can utilize. Alright, so we are moving on to the final step. We got a downloading. Don't see those very often these days, especially given how much I still, there's no downloading, but I still get something new. But more than likely it was Kubera's Memento, which doesn't help me a lot. But I will say that if I do unexpectedly pull Kubera, the chances of me raising him using wind shards on him is significantly higher now than it was before. Kind of like how I got that Daphne Christmas Memento. So if I get Daphne, then 100% she'll be worth the water shards. I'd probably do it anyway. I love Daphne, so that's more unconditional love. With Kubera, it's a little more conditional. Daphne honestly is one of the units I might go for on a 7-step in the future, but that's going to be a post-Phineas thing. So now, let's just grab that Lindrake Memento that I've been waiting for, and we'll close out the video. So, if you are summoning this week, I wish you good luck, and I will see you all next time. I said that way too early, didn't I? Okay, there it is. Alright, bye everybody.